Good afternoon, everyone. Appreciate y'all coming out to talk about these Owls. Unfortunately, the game didn't go as we wanted it to. We didn't get the result we wanted last Saturday against FAU. Watching the film, it certainly was not effort related. We played incredibly hard. Tried to make everything physical. And I told our defense this in the locker room. I thought they gave us chances to win. There's no doubt about it. In the modern era of college football, if you hold an opponent to 17 points, if you get the ball back for your offense twice in a 4-minute situation and give them a chance to go win the game, like, you're doing your job. There's no question about that. The thing is, like, we win and lose as a team. And the job of everybody on this team is to make sure that our team scores one more point than the opponent, whatever that looks like. And so, like, I think our defense is very, very good. I think they're going to give us a chance in every ball game we play. But we also have a chance to take this defense to the stage of being elite. And that's really what we're challenging them to do right now, is to get a shutout in this year. And, you think back, you just look around Houston sports and you see what the Astros did the other day in shutting out the Mariners for 18 innings. So not for one game, but for 2 games. And I thought that was spectacular. And that's the things we're challenging our defense to find a way to do. And I think we can do that. I really do. I expect our defense to take another step this week, just like everybody else did, or just like I expect everybody on this team to take a step forward. But continuing to talk about the game, special teams was solid. Didn't punt the ball quite as well as we had in previous games, but did a couple good things in terms of making ourselves part of the boundary with Juma Taviano to get the penalties on the kickoff returns. So even though we didn't return a kick, we averaged starting field position after a kick was the 30-yard line. So there were some positives there. And offensively, we were on this team to start fast. Our team, we wanted to start fast. We wanted to come out the gate, and we did that. We had one poor drive by the offense where a penalty kind of put us behind the sticks. And then on the second and third drive, you score, and defense is really doing a great job. You're up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. And then for whatever reason, and I guess I know the reasons as I look back at the film, we're not able to keep that going offensively. And the reasons I would tell you are we took turns making mistakes. I think everybody wants to point to the guy playing the toughest position in sports and talk about being 10 of 30 and the ball security issues. And there's no doubt that was not the game that we expected from TJ. There's no doubt that's not how he wanted to play. But there's so many opportunities for guys on our offense to do their job and to do their job exceptionally well and help him out in that moment. And that's what you do as a team. When somebody's not having their best day, that happens in sports, it happens in life. We pick each other up. And so whether it's a running back finding a way to step out of something and making a Superman play, whether it's Bradley Rosner going up on their sideline in the fourth quarter and catching a ball at the highest point instead of letting it come down so the DB makes a good play on it, whether it's Luke catching the ball in the end zone, there's so many opportunities for our team to help the quarterback position and help each other to get to the point we want to be successful. And with all that said about last game, I credit Coach Taggart and the FAU Owls for finding a way to win. You have to, because they kept fighting and they found a way. But the thing that I'm left with after watching this film is knowing that we are still a really good football team. Going out to practice yesterday and watching these guys fly around, I'm again reminded we are a very good football team. And I've said it before, I think the only team that can beat the Rice Owls is the Rice Owls. And that's what we've got to work to. We got to work to taking steps to be better and better in every phase this week. And, the deal with the game this week being on the road, I'm not going to really harp on that. Like, we're going to go win a road game. That's what we have to do. It's the next game on our schedule. And it's not anybody's fault, like they're scheduled this week, but they are. And so that has to be our mindset. We got to have the best week of prep so we can go get a road win against La Tech. And that's what our focus is. I think Sonny's doing a great job up there with the scheme offensively. I think he's got talented weapons. I jokingly called the 2 receivers the Harris brothers, but for what I know, they're not related. I know one's from Lafayette, and Trey Harris and Smoke Harris, it feels like, has been at La Tech since I've been in coaching, not just at Rice, but he's got a lot of time played against us, and he's an explosive player. I think Parker's doing a great job at the quarterback position for them. The transfer from TCU, he's doing a great job dealing the ball around. And defensively, they hired a really good defensive coordinator, a guy who's had success most recently at SFA, was created a dominant defense there at SFA. And so it's going to be really a great challenge for us. But the challenge is in our Tuesday practice. The challenge is in our Wednesday practice. The challenge is in this room when this team meets together, because it's all about us and how much better we can get between now and our next opportunity on Saturday. With that, I'll open up for any questions.
Talked in the past about TJ not getting sped up. What do you do to try to settle him down if that even was the case?
Yeah, no, I think that was the case. I think he'd tell you he got sped up, and we just got to get him to be able to go through his progression. I thought Coach Tuiasosopo did an unbelievable job with our offense yesterday. He pulled up practice video of Wednesday of the same call against the same defense, and we executed. We read it properly. We threw and caught. We made our blocks. We ran the ball, and he showed like a clip. It was literally like one clip for everybody on our offense, it seems, and he had more to go. And so it's where we do it right on Wednesday, and we do it well on Wednesday, and then we do something completely different on Saturday. And while we're all searching for answers, we have to be able to take what we do in that Tuesday and Wednesday practice and do it that way on Saturday as well. Or these things don't work. We got to have the discipline to grow and to say, hey, if there's something we don't feel good about, we got to say that to our coaches on Thursday and Friday, and we got to get out of the plan, because it is players over plays. It is players being able to play fast, know their assignment, and play. We've recruited a really good football team. We need them to play fast and with confidence right now.
Thought about Tom TJ. He's undefeated against teams from Louisiana. Should be a different.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one for everybody. We'll keep that streak alive if we can. That's certainly the goal. Yeah, you can let them know that, Matt. I'd appreciate that. But, I don't know where they're from is going to matter. I don't know, like, why getting on a plane mattered, if it did in any way. I don't feel like it did. I felt like our guys did a great job going out there. And like I said, our challenge to them was starting fast, keeping the blinders on. And maybe offensively, we didn't keep the blinders on and just worry about the football field for whatever reason. But that's what we should have worried about is doing our 111th. And it's amazing. I feel like you guys have heard me say this a lot, but defensively, it's a destructive process when you talk about defensive football. And whether that's 10 dudes can fall down and Blake Banish can eat an offensive lineman, like I told JP last night, and go sack the quarterback before he can get the ball off. That play, they did not have a successful play. 10 people could fall down and Sean Fresch makes a play on the ball, and they did not have a successful play. On offense, you almost always need all 11 people doing their job. And that's why I think about it as a constructive process. And not that we're in a phase of where we should be building, but just when you talk about like why things aren't successful, if one of those dudes does not do their job, it's hard to be successful sometimes. It's hard. It takes a unbelievable individual effort by somebody else to overcome that. And we just were not getting it done. So ways that, back to JP's question or Matt, I think you asked it too in a way, is like how to calm JP or TJ down. It's like everybody do their job. Like, go ahead and make every catch, like especially if he puts it in your area, in your hands. For the running game, like you talk about ways to take pressure off a quarterback, it's having an effective running game. And we haven't been able to do that. We haven't been able to establish that. Obviously, we've had a lot of changes at the offensive line position, but we're asking our backs to be perfect with their cuts, perfect with their discipline on their track. And just so like when we get those opportunities, we maximize them. And when you can do that, I really think this offense is not broken. This is not something that we're going to try to rebuild this week. This is just like playing our kind of football, like relaxing and making the plays we're capable of, and it's going to be just fine. Well, man, great question, Nate. Like, I don't know if I can give you one answer. I can tell you why it happened. We weren't successful because we didn't consistently do our jobs together. And it did seem like we took turns making critical errors. I don't know what led to that, because I would have told you going into the game that we had a great week of prep. So it was kind of surprising to me. I do think FAU played a role in limiting our success. I think number 8 coming back, the interior defensive lineman for them, was an unbelievable player. He hadn't played since their first ball game. He affected the game in a positive way for them and a detrimental way for us. So there were things that, you hate to say one person hurt you, but he did. I mean, he affected drives, he affected plays. but there's still so much on the table for this offense to do. And we weren't able to get it done. So I wish I had better answers in game of what we could have done to calm everybody down and just have somebody go make a play. Like getting that first down sometimes is what you need. You need the confidence of that getting rolling. And we even had it late in the game. And then we got down to the 6 or 7 yard line, and then we have a run go for nothing. And so, you know, then we have a great play on the call sheet that we feel great about. And we hit the receiver and it goes off his hand, says helmet, and gets picked off in the end zone. And so I don't want to make it seem like we're snake bit or anything like that, because I don't believe that. But I do believe that there was a lot of things that, for whatever reason, steamrolled into us only scoring 14 points. And I think we were capable of a lot more on Saturday.
Talk about challenging defense to be elite. He did a playing up job, in 17. And you kind of refer to explosiveness of low text offense. That's all they did, a lot of big plays. So what do you guys have to do to kind of slow down this?
Yeah, I think, well, a lot of their balls are thrown at or near line scrimmage. I think they're doing a great job, you know, getting the ball in those playmakers' hands and letting them go be special. Now, Trey Harris is going to try. He's going to try to get behind Sean Fresch. He's going to try to get behind Jordan Dunbar. And our guys just got to do a great job being top down. And the other thing you've seen is that he'll hold the ball waiting for people to pop open. And I'm going to trust our front to go ahead and get home, right? Like, I'm going to believe in those guys to keep getting after the passer. I mean, there's a reason why Josh Piercy has the most sacks per game in this conference. And Trey Schumann is been in 71 pass attempts this year. And I think he's got pressure on 14. And so, like, we've got guys that are affecting the passer, and we always talk about how rushing coverage work together. So I think that's going to help us limit the downfield throws, is the pressure we can put on them with our guys doing a great job with their technique on the back end. And then those ones, when we're talking about the screens that turn into explosives because they got great athletes, we've got to rally and tackle. We've got to keep our leverage. We've got to do a great job playing off blocks in the secondary. And I believe our guys will.
One big key matchup to keep an eye on.
I don't know if there's one key matchup. We've got to do a great job communicating. One thing that's been a little bit difficult for us at times this year has been tempo. We've given up some leaky yards and given up a couple big plays on tempo, and we know that's something that La Tech's going to do. So how we get our cleats in the ground and get set and ready to play will be a good matchup, as unconventional as maybe that matchup is.
We talked about the running game. Is this kind of the week that maybe it comes together? You're not facing quite the same front that you had the last couple times out FAU, UAB, UA.
Yeah. Even like you look back at the game, you'd say that we had the most success this year. You'd certainly say the first half of USC, we were running the ball like we wanted to. You felt really good about things. I think Cameron he had 99 yards in the first half, and a lot of really good things. We have not had great consistency with the people in those spots of the offensive line. And we've probably given too many reps to different running backs at this time. And we're going to limit our focus there. We're going to have the bulk of reps in practice go to Ari and Cameron this week. Doesn't mean that we won't have some plays and runs marked for Dean or some plays marked for Uriah, but we're going to be very specific with what we give those guys and give the bulk of the carries to the other two. And see how that goes this week. That with some getting a couple of starters, if you will, back on the offensive line. I'm very encouraged by where the running game is. I love the plan we've put together. We're going to show the guys here in a couple hours. And yeah, I do think this will be the week we get the running game back going. But I also think like it'll be a week where we throw with efficiency like we're used to. And I really believe like the offense is not broken. Nothing is broken with this team. We're going to all play better on Saturday and hopefully get the result we want.
Coach, you talking about the make sure I got it correct. Which thing?
Yeah, so John Long and John Hughes practiced yesterday and looked really good. So possibly jumping those guys, at least in a rotational basis in at guard. And those are bigger bodies that move people better.
Coach Cumbie's here, really touched on a little bit last night, but how is that different? His deep roots with Coach Leach and everything he did as a player, is there something the same, or is he doing some different concepts?
Yeah, I think in the middle of the field, like you're going to feel like it's pretty air raiding. You know, I really do. You're going to see a lot of 10 personnel. You're going to see some 11 personnel. Where it's really different is when you get into the low red, like he'll go some 22 personnel. That's something you don't even expect air raid people to have fullbacks and tight ends on their roster sometimes. So I think that's one thing that you'll see is different is the creativity in the red zone when they want to run the ball and want to pound the ball. So that's one thing. They do a good job with the G play, getting you into situations where you got a cornerback side and he's going to have to be the one that forces the guard. And, you know, the change of the rule in college football now, a lot of corners believe they're there to cover and not to take on their run fit. And luckily our guys don't feel that way. They're going to be violent with the blocker and they're going to shut that thing down.
Anything else here? Steve, you have any questions?
Yes, Coach, we talked about establishing some of the running game earlier. When you have someone like Cam Montgomery, who's played really well in limited reps, 8 yards a carry this year, do you think that there's a way you can lean on the explosive runs that he's had to further establish that?
You know, I think whether you're talking about Cameron or any of the backs, the short answer is we need to make sure we're being efficient in the run game. And so when we can get consistently 4 and 5, then that opens up more opportunities for Cameron to have the 60 or the 80-yard run that we know he's capable of. So when you can move the sticks and stay ahead of the sticks, if you will, on first and second down, it's just more at bats. And every time we put the ball in Cam Montgomery's belly, we got a chance for it to go the distance. And so we want to make sure we're doing a good job battling those runs, getting movement, staying welded on the down lineman, making sure we finish our blocks so those running backs can get through. And then again, like I believe in this group of running backs. I believe like if we get a chance to give the ball to Cam Montgomery 10 times, I'm not sure if it will only be 80 yards, you know, so I just don't know what that number will be, but I'm excited to find out. And that's part of the reason we're simplifying and really limiting the package in terms of total number of runs, as well as getting the reps very specific to the individuals that will be doing them on game day. I'm excited to see that.
And then my last thing is against FAU, it seemed like they kind of deviated you from your game plan in the second half. You only held the ball for about 8 out of the 30 minutes there. So going against an air raid team that likes to pass a lot more, do you think that that's an emphasis of your team is just controlling that time of possession so your defense isn't on the field as much?
Yeah, I do think that. Like, I think number one, scoring points, and number two, possessing the ball. That gives us a good chance to win this game. That's going to always the best defense is when your defense is sitting on the sideline, you know, and the offense is taking it on a drive. And quite frankly, we were not able to do that. The offense did not do its part for this team the other night. When you go 1 of 8 on third down, when you can only hold the ball for a few minutes in the third and fourth quarter, like you're not doing your part. And so we've got to be better at that. But it starts with getting the first down. It starts with being able to move the sticks on third down. I think we converted the second third down of the game and didn't convert another one. I mean, that is not good enough. That is not what we're all about. So I think, yes, the formula to win this game is to score points and possess the ball and take some pressure off our defense. While we, again, know like we're pretty excited when our defense is out there. It's a lot of fun to watch right now.
I believe like that this year, we just have another great opportunity in front of us. And we won't think of it as anything special. We won't dwell on the past, you know, just going out there and playing with a group of guys that's hungry just like I am. And we're ready to go get a road win.
Questions?
The season's been the most extensive playing time you've had. How rewarding has that been to see it finally all come together?
I'm just blessed and thankful to be able to remain healthy. Like I said, trust my coaches, trust the training staff, trust the strength staff, and just be out there and provide any type of service that my teammates and my coach, everybody needs from me. And I'm just glad that I'm back working with the guys all for one goal.
What do you think that you've learned in kind of the aspect of your game that's able to be so successful? It's fun for 18-year carry doesn't seem pretty easy.
I believe that just what we practice every day with Coach Anderson and being around the other running backs, you know, Ari Broussard, Dean Connors, Juma Toviano, you know, the whole group. I just believe that it's something that you can learn every day. And just going out there and practicing hard and developing your skills and putting in the extra work and watching film, I believe that's really key. And that's just been a great help to me this year. And I look forward to keep moving forward.
And
You look at the Louisiana Tech front, doesn't have many of the same size-wise the bodies that you've come up against the last couple of weeks with those D lines. Do you think that's gonna give you some more opportunity to squirt through and make a big push?
Like I said, I'm just focused on my guys and us all moving on the same page and being on the same page and just coming out and exploding and giving our team the best opportunity to win that game. So all right sounds all the time.
You got a long touchdown run last year in slot that round.
Yes, sir.
You remember how many yards?
70?
I mean, I knew you did. Okay, what's it like to play a team again that you had individual success in a team that makes it just like.
There's definitely a sense of confidence and a sense of knowing, but also like, people work hard and people train and people change as well. So we just got to continue to sharpen our tools. And when we go out there, we have to be ready for whatever and play our best brand of football.
You think that kind of concerns you most about their defense?
Just focus on the right sounds, just ready to go out there and work hard with my guys today on this Tuesday practice, come out, hit it again on Wednesday, perfect it on Thursday, speed it up on Friday, and explode on Saturday.
And get that road win, some people quit asking, when are you gonna get a road win?
Yeah.
So Cam, like to be on a team that has been probably the Eagles team on which you play. You guys are born second this team's built to play against a team like this.
Like I said, I mean, I wouldn't trade this team for anything. And I think that we've just been working our butt off the past couple of years, and we've been working our butt off the past couple months, weeks, however long you want to say. And I just think that we're pretty battle tested, and we got a great leader in Coach Bloomgren. And we're ready to go out there and show what we made of.
What's Coach Anderson helped you with? Open up.
He's done a great job teaching me that my fundamentals are good enough. So if you harp on the fundamentals and just fall back on your training, you don't have to go out there and do anything outstanding, or you don't have to go out there and do anything out of body. Just go out there and rely on what you practice on every day, and you'll be doing well.
You having fun this season?
Yes, sir. So I mean, it's just great to be out on the field and traveling and being able to practice every day and participate in every game. But it's a blessing. There's some people out there that's, unfortunate this year and may have gotten nicked up or banged up, or some things aren't going their way. So it's just awesome to be out there and be able to run around on the field every day and then reward myself with a game day on Saturday.
Just looking back at last season, last play of the game. I mean, not last play of the game, that last punt return of the game. I mean, it really set us up in good position for the offense, to come in and, on our home turf, take the win. So just coming back to this season, I mean, I've been doing a decent job in the punt game this season, so looking to do that this weekend. My confidence is never wavered. Like I said, I think the biggest thing with the punt return game this season with me is just, trying to get back there and catch everything. So that's what I'm going to try to do this weekend. And, put our offense in the best position to, drive the field and score. So that's what I'm looking to do.
Question. Like La Tech's always had good receivers. What have you seen for them, and how big a challenge is that for you and Jordan and others?
Well, every game is always a challenge. Just a new challenge every weekend. Our confidence, like I said, our confidence is never wavering. We faced those guys last season. A few of the guys that are still there. So like I said, we took that win home. So it can do nothing but boost our confidence. Our confidence has been out the roof this season throughout our whole defense. So just coming back, to their turf, they'll be a little hungry to, come in and get a win off us. So like I said, it'll always be a challenge, but we're working hard every single day, perfecting our craft. And like I said, me and Jordan Dunbar and our back end will be fine.
Sean, when you do your film study or the receivers that you have to cover, what do you look?
A lot of times I'm looking at formations, if you see if they're in, 10, whether it's 10 personnel, 11 personnel, 12, receiver splits. A lot of times receivers even give it away with, their demeanor. you know, and how they line up in their stance, whether they're coming to block you or whether they're, you know, ready to go deep or, you know, just things, little things like that. I also look at mid snap, you know, saying they give signals to each other and things like that. So a lot of times when, you know, when I'm watching film with, you know, PG or Coach Wilcher, just looking at little things like that.
What do you think about most safety?
They've all been pretty decent. They've all been pretty good. I mean, that USC group was really good. One of the best in the nation. Like I said, me and Jordan Dunbar are doing a we're doing a well job this season. We're nowhere near the goals that we set for ourselves, but like I said, we're just coming to work hard every week, and whatever receiver we face each weekend, doesn't matter who it is, we're ready to go.
And talk about the returning happens back last year and big which you had a big return. It looks like a lot of so but I think that did a new focus here that seemed compared to
Oh, of course. I mean, I've only played for the right side. I plan to only play for the right side. So since I've gotten the rights, special teams has been huge. Like it's just nothing like high school where, you know, you have a meeting or two about it and, you know, we go out and see what happens on Saturday. No, this is like special teams is big. It's going to change the game every single game. You never know what play it is that will change the game, like a punt return or a kickoff return or maybe blocking a kick. So special teams is huge for us. Definitely is. It's a big part of our game, our team. And like Coach Mano says, it's special teams is one play. You don't get to run first down, second down. So that's another reason that makes it really big. And you know what I'm saying? That we take a lot of pride in our special teams. And yeah.
On your returns, some players within providing this key blocks.
Everyone provides a key block. There's not one person on that punt return that matters less than the other. If we all do our job, we'll have a great chance to set up a good punt return. But if you want to mention some key guys, Chike has been a really good leader on that punt return unit. He's helped me out a lot. He gives me the call on what the punt return, what it is, like what we're doing, the scheme. He's made some key blocks for me as well. And me and him talk about it all the time and what we need to do for each weekend to be successful on, you know, our punt return unit. And so, yeah, that's who I would say.
Coach Rule says it's challenging defense to be
No, we're really close. I mean, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. We never get satisfied. We never get comfortable. That's one of Coach Smith's big thing. We always stay hungry. We're nowhere near the goal. I wouldn't say nowhere near. We're near the goal that we want, you know, that we set for ourselves at the beginning of each season, and we can explode through the roof. We can be number one if we wanted to, you know, not if we want to, but if we we can do it, and we'll prove each week that, you know, we're the defense that is going to come in hungry, be physical, fly around on the back end, and we'll, you know what I'm saying, do it whatever we can to reach our goals.